Okay. Fuck, I forgot to change the thumbnail. But it's whatever. Hello everyone. But indeed, the current time. Yes. Yes. The current time. Now listen. This stream is going to be short for one, and is going to be a lot more serious than my last few streams. Some stuff's been going on like behind the scenes or whatever that I feel like need to be addressed. If anyone saw Swag stream earlier, you know, you would know about the things going on with Seth and you know, his supposed suicide attempt or whatever, and how people generally think it's like a manipulation tactic or whatever. After the Seth thing first happened, there was a long time where no one had heard from him, and then a video was supposedly sent to Clyde where in it Seth said that he would kill himself. Basically, the first hour or so, I haven't heard the video myself, but coming from Swag, the first hour or so, Seth is being very apologetic. He's trying to like clear his name. It's like a response type video. And then after that hour is over, he gives his name and address and says he's going to kill himself. No one hears from him for a long time. And then immediately following that, he like we try to get in contact with him some way, have someone check on him. And it like for a while we couldn't get anything. So we were like legitimately, oh, he might be dead. Now, regardless of any problems I have with Seth, I did not want the nigga to die. And I was extremely worried about not only the fact that he was going to die, but how I would have to, you know, move on after that happened. Like after Seth died, I had to like come on here. Obviously, I can't just be quiet about it. If he happened to die, I'd have to come up here and let everybody know. And I really don't know how to do things like that. Right. But now it's a bit more clear, at least in like Swag's opinion and everyone else's, that Seth was just using the supposed suicide as a manipulation tactic. And what Seth really wants to do is clear his name, get his career back or whatever. Now, all that stuff is, you know, whatever. He's obviously going to try to get his shit back, right? Like he had almost 1 million subscribers on YouTube, whatever. A big thing with the things being brung up again were the comments about how complicit me or Swag was in the whole thing with Seth. Everyone was like, you guys knew him for years. You had to know like Seth was an asshole. You had to know he was doing these things. For one, let me get one thing straight. I met Seth in 2021. I haven't even known him for I have known him for 2 years, like sometime this month. Sometime in February 2021 is when I met Seth. I did not know Seth in 2018 or 2017, whenever Clyde and everyone did. And that's whenever Seth had a much more hands-on approach with his fans, right? He had a Discord server back then that he ran and whatnot. So he was way more in tune with his fans back then and way more public back then than when I knew him. When I knew Seth, we shared one server together, that being the SS. And then other than that, we DM called, or if we ever needed to collab or stream or whatever like that. I also did not know Seth's friends. I did not know Clyde personally whatsoever. I didn't really know Noodles outside of the fact that he was a debater. The only person I interacted with that had interacted with Seth prior to my meeting him really were Aeroflame and Swag. Two people who I trust a lot, and they both vouched for him, right? They both vouched for Seth. So then too, Seth helped me out, right? So Seth helps me out. These other people I like are telling me, or vouching for Seth's character. So I'm getting a different type of interaction with Seth than what most other people had gotten at this point. So when the doc originally came out, the 50 or so pages with the pedophile evidence or whatever, and Seth telling me, it's all a troll. Some of these screenshots aren't me. Some of them are doctored. Regardless of if they are doctored or not, I believed him because he's telling me, these people are just kind of out to get me. And to my perspective, the nigga had done absolutely nothing at that time except help me. And then my friends are telling me, he's a good guy. I had no reason to believe that Seth was the nigga that they were pointing him out to be. And then on top of that, I didn't know everything. I had no idea of anything him and Clyde had done in the past. Like I said, I barely interacted with Clyde. To this day, the VC interactions I've had with Clyde are all public. Every single time I've been in VC with Clyde, they're all public. And it's been, I think, 3 times. So I was originally on the stage whenever Seth was defending the doc. And I was just there listening, there for support or whatever, because that was my friend. And I don't like that people are calling me out for basically taking a friend at his word. And that stuff really, really bothers me. Because they're like, well, you had to know he was doing something. No, because whenever Seth gets exposed for being, a massive asshole or whatever, hindsight's 2020. You can look back on other situations and be like, yeah, he was probably being serious here. To me, Seth was just a troll and then a friend. That's it. Anytime Seth was being an asshole or we got into arguments, whatever, it's like, cool. Niggas get into arguments. We were cool with each other. Of course, we're going to get into arguments every now and then. I've gotten into heated arguments with Swag, right? So I'm not about to come out and be like, oh my God, bro, Seth was mean to me today. Because I know the next day, that shit wasn't going to carry over. It's just how people are, right? Me and Seth both have a bit of an ego, right? So obviously we're gonna argue. We have an ego. We're at odds about certain topics, so we argue. Just how it is. And I really wanted to make that clear. So I'm gonna show you guys one screenshot. Let me see. Let me. Let me see if I can find it in our DMs. Is it not in this one? Should be. No, I should have had this prepared. Like, I'm so fucking stupid for not preparing this. But hold on. I just need to find the screenshot. Maybe I sent it to Swag or it's in like our DMs. 6 as image. Give me 1 second. What day was the Keemstar stream? Here it is. Here's the screenshot. Okay. So let me put this actually on the screen really quickly. I'm probably gonna have to do like some zooming in or whatnot because my monitor is vertical, so the screenshot is like really big. But let's see. Yeah, I have to do some zooming in. So this is Seth showing me his analytics for, yeah, this is September. He's like, well, I made 50K this month, and I had been pushing this nigga, like, you should, you can do that, like, you can make 50K in a month. And he's like, he told me he made 58K in September, and I'm like, everything is up, goated. And he's like, apparently Swag's revenue hasn't even been 10K for months, and I'm dropping 60K. I said, not even 10K is insane. He said, yeah, I mean, to upload for 2 months, and his videos are low-key flops. I said, hope he gets back soon. Obviously, Swag's my nigga. And then he responds with, I don't. And I'm like, what? And then he sends this Itachi image, and I'm like, no, it's a different level of hating. All right, so basically, this is one of the examples I was talking about where like hindsight is 2020, right? This Itachi picture makes it seem like this shit is trolling, right? You can see the comedic value in putting Itachi there. But I'm like, I don't give a fuck who sits at the top, right? Because I realistically don't give a fuck who sits at the top. I just care about where the fuck I sit. So long as I can do my shit, I don't really give a fuck. So like, this is one of the hindsight's 2020 things. Just like, this shit seems like troll, but this nigga was probably dead ass. You get what I mean? He's told me other shit about Swag, just more personal things that I would want Swag's permission before I spoke about. But I was not complicit in Seth's behavior. I frequently vouched for Seth. As my friend, as a troll. I did it all the time. If I could talk to the Karma and Buddha guys, they could tell you as well, because they're the people I most recently spoke to about it. That I'm me and Seth are just trolls. Like, I was trying to convince them as well. Like, it's just a persona, blah blah blah. It's just how it is. Mello got his perms taken and left the Cloud podcast. Thoughts? I don't know. So like, a lot of the people who were coming at me were people I've had issues with in the past anyway, right? Like, Mello is one of the guys coming at me like, oh, why weren't you doing anything? And it's like, bro, this was my friend. Like, I was trying to help my friend. I really just don't like the idea that me trying to be a good friend and taking a friend at his word is like bad. Especially when I didn't have all the information. Like, Clyde made a 3-hour video on all the negative interactions and shit he's had with Seth. If I was to do the same thing, I could maybe at max make like a 15-20 minute video. Max. This is just about like saying that I've said fucked up things, of course, right? It's always been from a place of like criticism or trolling. I've never legitimately disliked the YouTuber. Niggas could pull niggas can pull tons of fucking clips of me talking shit about niggas on YouTube, right? But it's always from a place of either criticism or trolling. I've never been out to genuinely put someone else's channel down. Like, stop subscribing to this guy, stop watching this nigga's content. Never been out to do that. And that's why whenever I like debunk someone's video on stream or something like that, I try to go out of my way to talk to them. Right? Like I did it with Karma and Buddha. I did it with NC Hammer as well. Like when me and Seth first did the NC Hammer stream, I immediately hit up NC Hammer and was trying to tell him, like, you know, we didn't mean any hard feelings by it. He didn't take that apology at first. He eventually came around, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to go out of my way because the trolling shit, the toxic shit, sorry, that's all supposed to be a persona, and it's all supposed to be for fun. Like when you post like the fucking picture on Twitter, like I wake up extra early to be a hater or some shit. That's not supposed to be dead ass. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to make sure that that's extremely clear, especially moving forward. With all this new stuff coming out. But that's pretty much it. Obviously this stuff is like the stuff going on behind the scenes is why this podcast me and Swag are doing has been like delayed. We'll probably touch on this topic one last time before or not before, but in that podcast, like the first time we do it. But yeah, it's NC told it in his podcast, I should have called him a pedo when y'all were trash on him. Probably why he didn't take the apology immediately. Yeah. But yeah. That's it. No, I was not complicit in all the things Seth did. At most, we've had like maybe, I don't want to put a number on the negative interactions. We've had negative interactions, but they were nothing super serious. Swag was not complicit either. Swag's more far removed from this than people think. Like, Swag doesn't come around much, right? Like when Swag comes around, he's around for a minute. Like we'll have like a 2 hour to like 8 hour call possibly, but he doesn't stay around, right? Like he's busy. You know what I mean? So yeah. I just wanted to make that abundantly clear. And if any other thing needs to be brung up, it'll be done so whenever we eventually get around to doing the podcast. And yeah, I'll catch everyone later. Thank you for coming to watch.